of his hustle, how he runs his business, and his day-to-day life that you have to respect. Like, there's no choice but to respect. As somebody who gets money, when money's in a room, you respect the money. You respect the bigger bag. And Trump, is no different to that. I mean, he's successful in his own right, no doubt, for sure, a billionaire himself. But, bro, he's sitting next to literally the world's richest man. There was a mutual respect, but probably a deeper respect from Trump to Elon. Just like I said, Elon just being as successful as he is.
That he was right on certain things, and I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. He did Starlink. He did things that were so advanced and nobody knew what the hell they were. I can tell you in North Carolina, they had no communication. They were wiped out. Those people were, they had rivers in between. Land that never saw water. All of a sudden, there was a river and a vicious, like rapids. People were dying all over. They had no communication. They said, "Do you know Elon Musk?" They didn't really know I knew him. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Could you get Starlink?" It's like the first time I ever heard of it. I said, "What's Starlink?" A communication system. That's unbelievable.
I have it.
Yeah. And he said, I called him and I said, "Listen, they really need it." And he got like thousands of units of this communication, and it saved a lot of lives. He got it immediately, and you can't get it. I mean, you have to wait a long time to get it. But he got it to him immediately, and I said, "That's pretty amazing," and I didn't even know he had it. We watched the rocket ships, and we watch Tesla. I think, something that had an effect on me was when I saw the rocket ship come back and get grabbed, like you grab a beautiful little baby, you grab your baby. It just
hug the rocket.
I've never seen.
Right, everyone. Everything goes right.
That was a monumental moment. He did what NASA couldn't do, like with a quarter or a fraction of the budget, like insane. And this is the reason why a lot of bureaucrats and a lot of people around the government don't like Elon. Like, just, bro, how can I say this without, while simplifying it, while also letting the message hit home for a lot of us? Elon is that coworker who kind of makes it look simple. He does the job a little bit quicker than everybody else. He does the job with maybe less tasks or less tools, than everybody else. So you got to think about Elon amongst these government contractors and these bureaucratic agencies, with Tesla, with SpaceX. He's done the job quicker, more efficiently, and with less budget. He's kind of embarrassed some of his peers.
Fucking clean rockets.
And he said, you can't really have a rocket program if you're going to dump $1 billion.
Yeah. And even before Doge, he kind of exposed that some of these, bro, how does NASA have quadruple the budget of SpaceX, but they haven't been able to do what SpaceX has been able to do? How is Tesla one of the top EV car company in the world, but one of the newest? Like, what I'm saying? Shit like that. You got to give credence and credit where it's due.
Into the ocean every time you fly. You have to save it.
Right.
And he saved it. First time that I've ever seen that done. Now, nobody else can do it. If you look at the U.S., Russia, or China, they can't do it. And they won't be able to do it for a long time. He has the technology. So you learn. I wanted somebody really smart to work with me in terms of the country, a very important aspect. Because, he doesn't talk about it. He's actually a very good businessman. And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You said
being sarcastic when he said that. He doesn't talk about it, but he's not a very good businessman. He got it. That had to be a hint of sarcasm. His $1 billion empire, his $100 billion empire doesn't run itself. Shout out Hellbat 12 $2. He didn't embarrass them. He humiliated them. Facts. Bro, he showed the incompetence. He said, "Bro, y'all been sitting around hands underneath y'all ass, not doing nothing, wasting money. Watch me get in here with a fraction of the budget and watch how I work. Watch me go to work."
Bruh.
And you gotta appreciate it. Shout out James Foley. He says he doesn't say anything, actually. He just sends in $1. We do appreciate it.
And it doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. But as soon as he said that, I said, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive and you sign it and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him. Actually,
Yeah,
they dress in
better.
just t-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So he's your tech support.
No, he is.
I
he
actually
is, but
literally
he's
am
much
tech
more than.
support.
Nah, facts. Him and Big Boss at the head of all the whole operation, and they're dismantling the government, kicking ass and taking names. Gotta love it. Shout out, he said, James Foley, $2. I missed a super chat today. Did I? Did I? Nah, bro. I read that out on live. I read that out when Dave was on the call in. Big Wave Dave, I'll bundle your grundle, double it, and send it on. I read that to Big Wave Dave when he was on the call in.
I
Yeah,
literally am tech support though, but that's
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. You know, I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering. It would be great. And you say, great, when are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financings. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done. I was in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, you know, when you
It just goes to show, like, as in life, some people are serious and some people aren't. Some people get the job done, others make excuses. Like, that's in life, relationships, business, clearly in government contracts as well. I mean, insane.
sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and
Yeah.
maybe the most important ones. And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done. Get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden he's signing. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
Do a lot of those executive orders have to be codified into law? You need the Republican
Yeah,
Congress
and
to
they will
follow
be.
up.
A lot of them will be. Yeah,
They will.
But look, in the meantime, we have 4 years. The beauty is we have 4 years. That's why I like doing it right at the beginning, because an executive order is great. I mean, the one problem is both good and bad, because when they did all these executive orders, I've canceled most of them. They were terrible. I mean, we're going to go radical left communists. Okay, it was crazy. Their
Really crazy.
executive orders were so bad. If they ever got them codified, you'd never be able to break them. So the damage that Biden has done to this country, and it's not even Biden, it's the people that circled him in the Oval Office, okay? But the damage they did to this country.
He said, let's be honest. We putting a lot of blame on Biden when that man wasn't even able to hold his own neck up at a certain point in time. Like, wasn't even able to go out there in public without literally freezing. Like, it was his advisors. It was his campaign. It was his staff. Like, man probably wasn't even signing his own signature at a certain point.
In terms of, let's say, open borders, you know, there's so many things, but open borders where millions of people poured into our country, and hundreds of thousands of those people are criminals. They're murderers, they're drug dealers, they're gang members, they're people from prisons from all over the world. And we have a great guy, Tom Homan, and he is doing so incredibly. You saw the numbers, they're down like 96%.
95%.
He is a phenomenal guy. And Kristi Noem is doing an unbelievable job. And he wanted her. He said, she's so tough. And I said, I don't think of her as that way. You know, she's very nice. He said, no, she's so tough. And she is. I see with the horses, he's riding the horse. Let's go. She's great. But the team we have is really unbelievable. But those executive orders, I sign them, and now they get passed on to him and his group and other people, and they're all getting done. We're getting them done.
Let me go back a little bit to your background, because
Sure.
it's beyond impressive. You were the chief engineer, for example. You were an early believer in Tesla. You became the CEO, and then the chief engineer, which was phenomenal. SpaceX, same thing, which is unbelievable. I mean, you were the first private company to send astronauts successfully into space, first private company to send astronauts into orbit.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
He's going to go into orbit soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's going to go to Mars. He's gonna fly
Starlink?
on his-
At some point.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it
I
over?
mean, they always ask me, like, do you want to die on Mars? And I say, well, yes, but not on impact.
Starlink is in 100 countries. This is going to be hard. I feel like I'm interviewing the two brothers here.
You go ahead.
Star Shield, which could be used for national defense.
I think they have a working business relationship, but I don't know. I don't think they're like besties or anything like that. I don't think they're joined at the hip. I don't think there's a bromance going on. I think that they have similar interests, common goals, and they're working on the same team. That's why you see them together. That's why you see they have built up, obviously, some camaraderie They build up they're cordial with each other. Hopefully they would be. I mean, that's a good sign, but I don't think there's like this bromance that the media is trying to portray. Even Hannity here kind of playing into it, like, oh, you guys seem to be best of friends. Like, I don't think it's necessarily that. I mean, I don't think that's a problem if they were, but I don't think they're like besties for life or anything like that. Shout out James Foley though, $2. My B wife Moody told her black eye was one-time thing. I'm oh my God, this man, James Foley, bro. Somebody get this man. He's insane.
Yeah, it is already being used for national defense.
Then you have what is it called? Optimus, a part of Tesla.
The robot, yeah.
A robotic arm. Then you have an AI arm. And then you have something that really fascinated me, and it's called Neuralink.
Yes.
You might help the blind to see, and people with spinal cord injuries that they can recover, where in the past, how close is that becoming a success?
Neuralink, we've implanted Neuralink in 3 patients so far who are quadriplegics, and it allows them to directly control their phone and computer just using their mind, just by thinking. It's like, so we call this product telepathy. So you control your computer and phone just by thinking, and it's possible to actually control the computer and phone faster than someone who has working hands. Then the next step would be to add a second Neuralink implant past the point where the neurons are damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored. And
you like Bobby, right?
I like Bobby, actually. Yeah, I think I supported Bobby Kennedy. I think he's unfairly maligned as someone who is anti-science, but I think he isn't. He just wants to question the science, which is the essence of the science. The scientific method fundamentally is about always questioning the science.
Oh, they didn't tell us the truth about COVID.
Correct.
That's for sure.
Yes.
And we learned a lot with the Twitter files. And that just then raises a question. You're the richest man in the world. You may not like that part. You're pretty competitive.
Neither here nor there.
I've known you a long time. But
that's why.
But he's on your team.
You may not like that part. Like, bro, I'm rich too. I'm rich and I got more power. I got less bees and more power. How'd that work? Like, it ain't all about money, Hannity. Like, I got more money than you. Like, I would have flipped it on him. Like, it ain't all about money, Hannity. If it was, then you wouldn't even be in the room. Like, we both got more money than you. I got more money than you. And I'm the most powerful in the room. I outweigh y'all's power 2-1. My side. I have the handicap against y'all.
Well, that's true. He can't top that.
He's good. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
You really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right? So we had it for the country.
But this,
and I can see it now. Some of the left-wing commentators and pundits are going to be like, oh, my God, see how they're just like sucking each other off. They're literally glazing each other. He's calling them so smart. He's calling them so rich. Like, bro, what do y'all want? Y'all want them to be best friends? Y'all want them to be cordials? Y'all want them to hate each other? Y'all want them to be vying for position? Like, you can't please those guys over there. It's always something. Like I said, it's either going to be, oh, my God, see, he doesn't respect Trump as a leader. Oh, my God, they're jostling for position. Who's really the president? Who's really calling the shots? Or on the other hand, it's, oh, see the bromance, they're so close. Like, oh my God, see, look right there. They wanted to kiss. Like, bro.
So we settled on this.
Well, thanks for having me.
So
I'm just trying to be useful.
This is the interesting. This is where we are as a society, and I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're doing all of these things. Your Doge. Nobody at Doge gets paid a penny, correct?
Well, actually, some people are federal employees.
Some are, okay.
Yeah,
they're helping.
But I think it's fair to say that the software engineers at Doge could be earning millions of dollars a year, and instead of earning a small fraction of that as federal employees.
Okay, so
and they're very committed people.
So
yes.
You're committed to helping the blind see, people with spinal cord injuries recover.
Yes.
You're committed to getting to Mars. You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good. Now, if I had the weight of the pressure of doing that successfully on my shoulders, I think I'd be, but when we spoke before we did this interview, you are very confident. You think this will be a successful mission.
Well, we don't want to be complacent, but we have brought astronauts back from the space station many times before, and always with success. Mm-hmm. So, as long as we're not complacent.
When are you going to launch?
I think it's about 4 weeks to bring them back.
About 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And
we're being extremely cautious. Yeah.
You now have the go-ahead.
Yes. Well, thanks to you.
They didn't have the go-ahead with Biden.
What's that?
He was going to leave him in space. I think he was going to leave him in space.
Well, it's like we were growing up, lost in space.
Yeah, he didn't want the publicity. Can you believe it?
Unbelievable. And so I want to echo something that the president said and then ask an overarching question. So people get hit.
I think Trump's being a little bit extreme there, but I think implied message there is Biden didn't have a plan for Elon and his space program. So Elon with the current administration or the previous administration, I should say, was hindered, so to speak. They weren't really working in tandem as Trump and Elon were. Obviously, he didn't have as close as a relationship to Biden as you can see as he has with Trump.
Hit with Hurricane Helene, they have no communication with the outside world. You come to the rescue. You donated that, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. You donated to the people.
He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina. He saved a lot of lives.
And California after the wildfires.
California, but I mean in North Carolina where they were really in trouble, they had no communication. People were dying. They were dying of starvation. He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina.
Okay, now you're going to rescue astronauts, and now. And again, you do all of this. I would think liberals would love the fact that you have the biggest electric vehicle company in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be adored by the left,
Yeah, not anymore.
Less so these days.
He killed that, huh?
I mean, less.
I really didn't.
Well, I mean, this whole sort of like, they call it like Trump derangement syndrome, and I don't, you don't realize how real this is until like you can't reason with people. So like I was at a friend's birthday party in LA, just a birthday dinner, and it was like a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or two before, I happened to mention the president's name. And it was like they got shot with a dart in the jugular that contained like methamphetamine and rabies. Okay. And they're like, wow.
And shout out everybody. Really, we got over 200 of y'all in here. Go ahead and like the video. It is call in still. So members, mods, super chatting supporters, go ahead and call in. We'd love to have you up on platform, get a quick word or conversation, perhaps a debate. It's always a good time on live. So mods, members, go ahead and hit the community tab. It's already in the post. Every other supporter or every other viewer, $5 or more, we'd be happy to platform you. Like the video, double tap the screen, or you get the 3 buttons in the upper right hand corner, tongue tied. Let's keep it going, guys.
I'm like, what is wrong, guys? Like, you just can't have like normal conversation. Yeah. And it's like it's like that they become completely irrational.
He has no idea. But if you're friends with him, you pay a price. It's like I walk in a restaurant in New York and it's like half the room it's daggers and they want to.
No, the eye daggers level is insane. Yeah. I mean, there was like I had like some invitation because I got invited to like basically a big sort of damn event like that was, but it received the invitation like the beginning of last year, and I still attended even after I'd endorsed President Trump, and I didn't realize how profoundly that would affect how it was received. I mean, I walk into the room and I'm getting just the dirty looks from.
He's sharing a story about how when he first endorsed Trump and then he goes into like, I guess a DNC rally or something like that. He said if looks could kill, he would have died 10 times over, giving him death stares, nasty glares, pointing their nose up at him. I mean, just looking at this man every which way to show that they didn't approve of his endorsement, letting them know that he had pissed off the wrong people pretty much.
Everyone, like, if looks could kill, I would have been dead several times over.
But that was not before Trump.
Be like Doge, the ashes on the floor.
BT. Before Trump, that never happened, right?
No.
All right, more of my interview.
Remember, we've got Trump at that rally that his fans is doing, and
Some company had made it.
Nobody can. And
Well, I guess
snuck off.
part two.
So here we go. We're back into the interview
At the White House, and here's part two of my exclusive interview with President Trump and Elon Musk. Take a look. This is the $1 million or $1 billion, I'm among billionaires, question. So you have all of this going on, and you stop, in a way. You're still doing it, and you partner with him. And this is what you get for it from the Democrats. You get, nobody voted for Elon. Well, nobody voted for any of your cabinet nominees. Okay. People are dying because of Doge cuts. I'll give you a chance to respond to all that. What Doge is doing is illegal. Elon Musk is more street vernacular for a male body part. It's a constitutional crisis.
Okay. But why are they reacting like this?
Well, first of all, do you give it flying rip? Oh, number one, and
shout out James James Foley said $2 every time you yawn, hit that chirp button. All right.
Well, I guess we must be over the target or doing something right. Like, they wouldn't be complaining so much if we weren't doing something useful, I think. But what all we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president. And what we're finding is that there's an unelected bureaucracy. Speaking of unelected, there's a vast federal bureaucracy that is implacably opposed to the president and the cabinet. And you look at, say, DC voting, it's 92% Kamala. Okay, so we're in 92% Kamala. That's a lot.
They don't like me here either.
I think about that number a lot. And like 92%, that's basically almost everyone.
Yeah.
And so, but how can you, if the will of the president is not implemented, and the president is representative of the people, that means the will of the people is not being implemented. And that means we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. And so I think what we're seeing here is the thrashing of the bureaucracy.
Hey, shout out Fox Chase 93, man, showing some support. We do appreciate it. $5. Key, can you share the photo I sent in Discord, politics, or read the tweet it says? Yeah, no problem. Give me just a second to check Discord out, bro.
As we try to restore democracy and the will of the people. Is this making sense? I mean,
politics.
Yeah, no, of course it does. I mean, to me, if you look at our framers and our founders, and you really become a student of history, Mr. President, and we've had conversations both on air and off air. And
all right, shout out. Let's see if I can actually pull that up here. That'd be something cool for the chat to look at here real quick. Let me pull this up for you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying